Hey, what's up everybody, Nexel here. Today we are playing Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, and I gave it some thought. I definitely slept on the idea. Every account needs at least one stained glass medal, and that one stained glass medal should be based around what you currently have and what your best setups are. So, for example, we are back on my free-to-play account, and these are my tier 7s. Everything that's pretty much tier 6, tier 7, tier 8. And as you can see, I'm really not rocking out too much. Again, I play this very casually. This account gets played very casually during raid weeks. It only jumps in every once in a while. And I really don't give it as much focus as my main account. So as you can see, really where all my strength lies is in my power setups. So while I said in my previous video that stained glass Aqua is the best, and then it's stained glass Roxas, then stained glass Xion, then stained glass Riku, even though I put Riku at that number 4 slot, because I have a lot of upright red and because I have a solid Fenrir, that's why I would pull into stained glass Riku versus any of the other ones, because that's the one that best fits my playstyle. So while I know some people like to look ahead and say like, well, what's the best one, and then I'll pull for the best one, as long as you have a solid reasoning as to why you should pick one stained glass over the other, then you should go with that one. Even though stained glass Aqua might be the best, again, in only my opinion, if you don't have a lot of good upright blue, if you don't have a good fairy stars, then you might as well not draw into something that's not useful to you now, because you never know if in the future it won't be useful to you at all. So pull for pretty much your immediate scenario. YouTubers will help you kind of pick out what's future-proofed and what's not future-proof. The game's been out for like 2 years, so a lot of us have good experience on what sticks and what doesn't stick. But with that being said, I do think having a solid buffer, especially one that is just only second best to Kairi EX and Xion EX, is worth having at least one of, because that's usually a future-proof idea there. Especially with PvP coming, it's important to have multiple buffers because you won't get to use the same ones for each round. So with that being said, I am going to pull for stained glass Riku, and if I do get him a little bit early, then I will pull into Alexius Plus later, because I do need to clear out some inventory space after pulling for Riku stained glass. Alright, let's go ahead and just jump right in. Let's see if we can get Riku stained glass within the first 3 pulls, because I'd like it to be within 3 pulls, just because the traits, the number of traits that the medal can have is 3. So if you filled out all of them, and if you have good luck and you just get it all together, then you're good. I saw 3 premiums. We got okay. Whoa, we got 4. Okay, so we got HD Riku, Tifa and Aerith, and is it 0.2 Aqua? Yeah, KH 0.2 Aqua, as well as the trait medal, which again is really solid because each trait is building a medal to be significantly better than what it was before. So a stained glass medal with extra attack is leagues different than just the stained glass medal alone. So that's just how powerful traits are in this game. It's kind of unfair in a sense because it just adds another layer of random number generating, a random layer of luck on top of what's already a lucky pull system. So hopefully you have the best luck in the world. Unfortunately with this pull I don't. So we've got 2 more until the Mercy. So let's go ahead and keep going. I know that there's only 1 premium in there, but that's not to say that the tier 3s in there can't be useful for you in case they ever have some sort of event where you can only use like tier 3 or below, or tier 4 or below. So those are still useful to have as long as you use them within the right context. Alright, so let's see if we can pull it on this one. That would be really sweet if we can get in the 4th one. Nah, looks like we are going for the Mercy. Okay, that's fine. What makes this pull particularly bad is that there's only 2 tier 3s in there. Everything else is tier 2, which at this point is very, very hard to say if you can even salvage using them. Alright, so here it is, the Mercy, and then we will do our traits for our stained glass Riku, and see if we can get like extra attack, aerial, ground, raids even would be super sweet. So we'll go from there, see what we get. Let's see if we can strike multiple premiums at least. It looks like we only got the 2. Alright, that is fine. Let's go ahead and screenshot that. Take a quick look at our stained glass Riku. Here it is, stained glass number 3 EX plus. I'm just going to call it stained glass Riku because it's easier to identify with the characters. And look at that fantastic artwork from Dream Drop Distance. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump back to our medal list, and then we will start trading these guys and guilting them. So let's go ahead and start with the premiums that we drew before getting the stained glass Riku. Alright, so we have Tifa and Aerith. It has max gauges on it. Right now, what I'd like to see is extra attack, because it is really solid as a metal that gives +2 strength and -2 defense to the enemy. So to have +4, -4 would make it a lot better. Alright, so for our trait, we're going to get... max gauges. Okay, well, at least we're at we're not going to have a gauge, we're not going to have too low of gauges when we equip this one. So that's really okay. Again, max gauges is one of those in-between traits, which is actually getting more useful since the reverse keyblades don't have a really high maximum gauge value. So that's where it could be very useful for you. Let's go ahead and remove the lock off of this one. And what did we get next? I know we got the Aqua. Oh, right. I sifted it out wrong. Okay, so where is the Riku? Alright, so we got HC Riku. Let's see if we can get a solid trait on him. We already have really good traits on this from yesterday. We have extra attack and ground on it. Let's see if we can get aerial, because I feel like 4 gauges is really heavy to pay for this. I'd rather have ground and aerial than extra attack. So we got... sleep resist. Okay, not a good trait for this metal. It is not a buffer metal, so we don't really want to see those resists on this one. But the attack boost 1 went through, which is kind of funny because it's only like a 20% chance. Alright, I think the last one was the Aqua, but it was also... Oh, no, okay, so it's our second Aqua. We don't have any traits on our current Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Aqua. Let's see if we could get something solid on this one before we roll for our Stained Glass. Or, at the very least, if we get a bad trait, let's hope we can get good traits on our Stained Glass. So, we're gonna get... Ooh, Aerial. Okay, that's pretty good. Hang on, I actually pressed the volume button instead of doing the screenshot button. Okay. So we have aerial there, and with that being said, I think that's actually all the additional premiums we pulled into. So it is time to trait our stained glass metal. I think I'm gonna hold off on guilting it until I really know if there's not an SP bonus campaign happening later on this week. Usually Thursday is when they announce that. All right. Ooh, sorry, I had like a weird burp building up there. Okay, so here is our Stained Glass number 3 EX Plus. Let's go ahead and start trading this guy here. So we're going to hope for the best setup right now would either be triple damage in raids or extra attack, ground, and aerial. So let's see if we can at least hit one of those 3 setups. It's kind of a long shot, but we're always going to hope. So we got, we start off with a bad one, Paralysis Resist. So while this is a buffer, it still hits hard. So you still want the damage dealing traits on this one. So let's see if we can pull some magic. We've got 4 more, so that's 4 more chances to get a solid trait setup. So we have to replace that paralysis resist because that's not going to be too useful to us in the long run. So we're going to get, max HP. Okay, max HP is okay. I've definitely had scenarios where that extra 800 HP kept me alive, but again, we're looking for damage dealing traits or extra attack. So we've got 3 more traits to go through. Let's just hope we can pull off some good magic here. I think the best one for this would actually be extra attack, just because it goes just so early on. But if we get it now, ooh, aerial. Okay, that's good. So we got 1 of the damage dealing traits, which is super cool. We've got 2 more chances to roll for either extra attack or ground enemy defense -60, or even damage in raids. If we get extra attack and damage in raids, I'd still put a luck skill on this though. Alright, so let's see for our... Oh, there it is. Okay. Ooh, no, dual aerial. Okay, not cool. So aerial enemy defense unfortunately doesn't stack, so it doesn't do me any good having both of them on there. So we're going to just lose that one as much as that hurts. And then we're going to see if on our last one we could pull something good. So let's hope. I think what I want right now is extra attack would be the way to go. So let's just hope. Let's do the thing where we close our eyes, cross our fingers, and when we open our eyes, we're going to see that lovely extra attack. Yeah, we got it. Nice. Oh my gosh. We pulled the extra attack. Nice. Why couldn't I do this on my main account on the Stained Glass Aqua? Why? But that's totally fine. This is definitely going to help my game a lot, especially since the Stained Glass Metal doesn't have a full -7 general defense down on the enemy. It only goes to -4, which is why a lot of people pair it with Kyrie EX and Illustrated Xion EX, because it gives that extra -3, totaling out the enemy to -7. But if they're above like greater than 0 general defense already up, then this is definitely going to help decrease that even further. So things like a barrier master, when it activates, it gives everyone like plus, I think it's +7 defense everything, so +7 general and +7 PSM. This is definitely going to help lower that down, and it is going to do some massive damage. It's going to help my setups later on, so that is super cool. Now the real question is, what skill do I want to give this one? So let's go ahead, switch over to my equipment, and I'll show you guys what I want my setup to look like. Alright, so this is what it looks like currently with Key Art Sky in the pet slot, just because it has attack boost, 6 max lux plus, and it's going to be copying sniping metal, this HD era right here. So sniping metal is always good for damage adjusting, because you take out like the limbs of a raid boss and then you can focus in on just the body. Or if you're fighting in Coliseum, there are always those rounds where there are groups of enemies and then there's just that one super powerful enemy. So sniping metals are always a solid choice. I don't care if people say that foretellers are outdated, because again, it's not the metal itself that gets outdated. It's really how the user uses the metal that makes it useful. So you can have the best metals in the game, but if you orient them wrong, if you don't have like a thoughtful setup built up, then it might as well not be as good as a very thoughtful setup. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab our Riku. Since we have the stained glass, there's not as much of a need to buffer things, so we can just put the stained glass early on and potentially replace this Naminé right here. So this Naminé has extra attack, but so does our Riku. So we can have something looking like that, where we have the Kairi restore gauges for us. We can actually even do something a little bit more unusual and have even Kingdom Hearts 2 illustrated Kairi here, just because it restores more gauges and because the Riku gives all the buffs that I need. And the Kairi also replaces the healing ability of Kairi EX, so this is actually an okay setup without Kairi EX. The extra attack really compensates for that -3 general defense that you're missing, so this is, in my opinion, a solid setup replacement if you don't have Kairi EX, but you have extra attack on a stained glass metal, which is more likely just because you pulled for multiple traits for the stained glass. Alright, with that being said, that is my video for now. I am super excited to test out this Riku. I want to see what skill I want to put on it, because it doesn't have like a damage in raids. I'm kind of reluctant to put a Lux Plus skill on it, but we'll see how we move forward and go from there. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to drop them down in the comments below, and I would be happy to just chat with you guys and answer those questions. But as always, everyone, until the next time, take it easy.